The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
The greatest feeling you can get in a gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym, is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps. Blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. You know, it's really tight. It's like somebody blowing air into your muscle. It just blows up, and it feels different. It feels fantastic. Body is not used to maybe the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th rep with a certain weight. So that makes the body grow then, going through this pain barrier, experiencing pain in your muscles and aching, and just then go on and go on and then go on. And this last 2 or 3 or 4 repetitions, that's what makes actually the muscle then grow. And that divides then one from a champion and one from not being a champion. If you can go through this pain barrier, you make it to be a champion. If you can't go through, forget it. And that's where most people lack, is on this, having the guts to go in and just say, I go through and I don't care what happens. You know, it aches, and if I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in a gym, because I know it could happen. I threw up many times while I was working out, but it doesn't matter, because it's all worth it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, 28 years old.
Right. Get yourselves together. Right. Stand up and live your life. Right. Get yourselves together. Right. Hands up high.
Welcome to the Rise Above show. I am Joe Perroni.
I'm Heidi Mancini.
Do we have any announcements today?
Just want to thank Jay Young from City Athletic for sponsoring our show Rise Above. And we're live today at www.dbtv.com. And you can also see the shows archived at josephperroni.com, www.dbtv.com. We're on Facebook on Rise Above, and we're also on YouTube, Joe and Heidi, the Rise Above show, if you'd like to look at our show today, next week, or past shows that we've done. That's it for today.
All right. Shall I introduce our special guest?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm trying to learn how to say this last name with a little bit of style. Mimi Macias. Did I say that right?
Mimi.
Oh, yes, you did.
Macias.
Macias? No, I had it right.
Maci-
So she is an NPC bikini competitor. And you also work with Gianluca. You have your own fitness team. Is that true?
That is correct. The team actually started out 3 years ago, and it has grown so much. We are now global, and we keep expanding, and it's so rewarding. So rewarding.
So what is your, when you say you're a team, tell us what your part of the team is.
Well, pretty much Team Catapano, Gianluca is the main coach. I mean, he has 27 years of bodybuilding experience. He has a doctorate in nutrition, and he's basically the one who taught me everything that I know about bodybuilding, I have to say. Because, like, even if you go to school to study, nutrition, they don't teach you anything about bodybuilding.
No, they don't.
It's a completely different field. And, you play sports, but it's a completely different area that I didn't know about, because it involves, besides physical, mental, your hormones, everything is included with it. And so how far we have gone, he's the main coach. He takes care of the nutrition, he takes care of the training style. Mostly I do things like 50%. He does everything 100%, and I'm still coaching as well. I do the diets and training, but my main position is stage present and posing.
Okay.
All right. So when did you start getting into it yourself?
Actually, I started out in 2012. Bodybuilding was not something that I had in mind, but it was a time in my life where I needed to. Okay, let me go back from the beginning. It was a challenge for me.
Right.
I was going through like a weight loss journey after a car accident that I had. And so I wanted to use that as an excuse to kind of like build my self-esteem back up. You know, I used to see the magazines. I mean, I used to buy the magazines back in the early 2000s, you know, and copy the diets, you know, and things like that. And I was always aware of the sport, but only up to what I knew. I didn't know everything that involved. And so, you know, after I had the car accident that it gave me an immune system disorder, I have to find a way to try to get myself back into shape. So I was able to lose 30 pounds by my own, but then again, you know, you lose weight, and I didn't have any shape or anything. And so that's when I decided to hire a coach to help me reshape and, you know, the little areas that I never had, try to build the muscle in there. Then, you know, within 6 months, I did my first competition, and I got hooked on.
So 6 months is a really kind of a short time.
Yeah.
So you got good really quick.
You know, because I played sports my whole life. And so to me, you know, playing sports my whole life, and I'm also a trained dancer, it kind of like fitted perfectly, because it was like you go on stage and then you kind of like exercise and perform some type of a sport, so everything just click. And so, you know, you learn how to to follow a regimen. You learn the discipline, and that's something that I had prior to even competing. So it was very easy for me to fit in.
Because I was thinking about that as you were talking, because some people have some negative things happen, like you had the car accident. But there's a lot of people out there, they just kind of just give up. Right? You know, now they have an excuse. And then it's just hard for them to get out of that trap. So do you think you overcame that because of your earlier training as a dancer?
You know what, to be honest with you with that, I gotta thank my parents, because I grew up with so much discipline. And I have to say that, you know, I have always been the kind of person very positive, because you know, how I was raised when I was growing up, it was my parents raised me in a way, in case something happened to us, you guys should be able to survive by your own. Something worse can always happen. So I was always optimistic about life. And so when this happened to me, I took it as like, you know what, Mimi, it could have been worse. You could be dead, and you know, nothing affected me. You know, after I had the car accidents, I went and see, you know, a few doctors, and they were telling me, Mimi, you need to go see a psychologist, because these are you going through, it doesn't have cure, you're never gonna be the same. And I'm like, no, I don't need it, I'm okay, because I was already aware of the immune system disorder that I developed, you know, because of the accident, and so it didn't really affect me. You know, and so it varies on the person and how you see things. And I believe everything that happens in your life is a reaction to how you take things. So you are the only person that can take control to how you react to things. And I say I look cuter when I'm happy, you know, and I didn't want to be angry. I'm like, you know what, I had gone through so much, you know, I want to grow up a happy person, and that's where my mind has always been.
So your parents instilled some pretty strong values in you.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. You know, where are you from?
I am from
Originally?
Spain, Madrid, Spain.
Wow.
Originally, my family is from Equatorial Guinea, which is located in Central Africa, and it's like the only Spanish-speaking country that got colonized by Spain and gained independence in 1968.
Wow.
No violence, mutual agreement.
So that would make you pretty strong from there, just to end up here. Is there, was there a reason why you wanted to come here?
Yeah, I mean, the reasons why we came to the United States, it involves a lot of politics, but the problem is that within my family history involves many individuals, and it's a little bit more complicated that, you know, I think I rather respect their privacy. And I'm sure you guys understand my situation, my position.
Of course.
But, you know, there is so much about my family that involves not just me. And it wouldn't be fair for me to just disclose everything without, you know, getting their approval. Because they kind of like, we kind of want to maintain our privacy.
Yeah.
Do you have other family here besides yourself?
Oh yes, that's my sister. Two pieces, Miss Petite Nevada. Just the two of us.
Okay. You guys, I know who she is now. You guys kind of resemble each
Oh
other.
goodness, my little twin.
Yeah, you guys do. Yeah, I've seen you her at the gym before, and I was like, is that Mimi? No. That's
Yeah,
little sister.
she's just like maybe like 5 inches
yeah,
shorter.
she's a little shorter. She's
Yeah.
the petite you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about... Oh, we have a special guest.
Hi.
Yay!
Gianluca is
The
here.
wind blew him in, literally.
Hi.
It's windy.
You know
The
what?
wind blew him in.
Let's take a little break so we can get our guest here a chair and we can refigure our situation here. And we'll be right back after this message. Welcome back to the Rise Above Show. I am Joe Perroni.
I'm Heidi Mancini.
And before we went on break, we were just talking to Mimi, but then we have another special guest with us who couldn't find the address. I think I gave you the wrong address, though.
Just say the truth. Don't blame on me, please. Okay.
So this is Gianluca Catapano, our
Hi,
other guest.
everybody.
Thanks for coming by. As you
you
can
for
see,
inviting me.
his arms are big, and he was nice enough to wear the New York shirt.
Of course, because I had to honor your place like you honor the Italy.
I wore the Italy for you, and also known as the Italian Phoenix. Yes.
It's a long story behind that.
I know there is. We'll
you
get
know
to
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But first, we were talking to Mimi, and the thing that was interesting me is that when you moved here, tell me about that first day. Like, how scary was it? And how did you just start off and get to where you are now?
To be honest with you, United States was very popular. So you watch television, you dream to come here and start a new life. But thank you. But when you move here, it's a completely different lifestyle. You need to learn a completely new language, and you're not exactly sure if you're going to be able to meet your dreams, because it's kind of like you have to rewrite your life. You don't know what to expect. You don't know where to go, and so you kind of feel lost for a little bit, until you kind of like find the path where you wanted to go. So I would say that maybe the first few years living in the United States, I was a little bit scared because I didn't know, and I was still a child. I gotta say, I was maybe like 13 years old. But you kind of like get an idea of, I want to be a teacher, I want to be this, I want to be that. But once in here, you're like, okay, so I need to learn a new language, I need to make friends, I need to choose where I'm going to live or go to college. I don't have enough money to pay for the school. What am I gonna do? And so the first few years when you move here, you're just scared. You don't know what you want to do. You have so many ideas, you have so many dreams, but you don't really know how to get started. And it's not like someone is going to come to you and say, hey, Mimi, here is the path, here is all the rules, here is what you need to do, all the steps to take for you to meet, your goal. It was not like that. You had to start from zero. At that moment, you are like a newborn. Everything that you had in your prior life, everything you had in your country, you could not bring with you. People don't know where you're coming from. They don't know your background. You're being judged to what people see. And when you come here, you come with empty hands. So you kind of like have to build your empire, your life. And it was very shocking and difficult, I have to say.
So freedom is scary,
Yes.
right? Because you can do anything you want, but then again, on that sense, you can't blame anybody because it's all on you.
Exactly, yes.
So you came here with your parents or by yourself?
My whole family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
there's 10 brothers and sisters, and then my mother and father.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Gianluca, tell me, you're from
Actually,
Italy?
you're gonna laugh about that because I was a little bit older than her when I moved to the United States. Just a few months older. I was like 30, probably 38. So I came here with a different mentality. I was already grown up. I had my clear idea what I want to do, what I want from the United States. I know United States from before because I used to compete in the United States and stay here longer after the shows. So I had the chance to understand how the life was. Of course, when you come here as a tourist, everything looks beautiful. Then when you leave, you start to meet all the daily problems that make you think, oh my God, maybe my country was better, I was more comfortable. Because of course, like Mimi said, here you had to reset your life, because all the habits you have, all the comfort you have in your country, starting from the language, the communication with people, is a barrier for you. You have a wall in front of you that you have to break, and for sure for her it was harder, because being a child, you gotta grow in the situation. I was already, I would say, a grown man, so I face the things with more, I would say, aggressivity. I don't know if it's right, but and I had a little support from my parents that, of course, financially helped me to come over here. Beside my gym that I have in Italy is still working, so it was giving me a little bit financial support, which is very good help for somebody that, of course, is willing to build something different. So my experience was probably different. Of course, I find like obstacles like everybody, but I was enough good and lucky, of course, to overcome every problem. And of course, the good things that you meet like everywhere, good and bad people, but I was enough lucky to meet many good people, like you guys, for example. I mean, we became friends from the beginning. Always, and Joe knows, I mean, every time I had a problem, every time I had a friend to talk to, I was bothering him in the gym, chasing him and say, Joe, come here, I need to talk about it. All the time. And believe me, it was a big help for me. I mean, you helped me to grow, even we are almost the same age, but I mean, a different experience. Like you come to Italy and you want to understand what's going on around you. Of course, I'm going to be the point of reference. And that, for this, I never done, but I mean, I have to thank you, because every single word you told me was a help for me. Every advice you give me was a help for me. And really make, with everything else around, the man that I am now. So thanks, very much thank you.
And I've told Heidi this too. I don't trust I trust people, but in terms of trainers, I trust no one. Okay. Yeah. You know, I'd rather take my brain, you know.
Right. And I agree with you.
But if I was going to need some help, and I felt like I need some, I told Heidi this before, so she was not saying it just now, I would go with you.
And that's what I did.
And that's true. You went with
when
me.
I had a moment that I was like lost, I said, Joe, help me please, because I need a guide. And I officially say that I did with you. You remember? We were like, you know, spending nice time in the gym training, and you know, it's always a learning experience. I mean, I believe that I learn a lot from you, and every day. I mean, I don't believe in a trainer that knows everything. Not even the Mr. Olympia trainer knows everything. We learn, we exchange experience, we learn from each other. Actually, I believe that I learn also from my clients, from my kids that I train.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, even the feeling that somebody, a little kid, can have can be something that open my eyes toward a new experience, a new thing on the body that because everybody's different.
Right.
It would be nice if everybody would respond in the same way with the same diet, workout, supplementation. I mean, I would say that everybody would be Mr. Olympia then.
Right.
That's why we have a champion and we have average athletes and we have normal people.
So here's a question for you. The top people that, and I don't mean as human beings, I just mean in the sport, the people who are going to be the winners, what would you say is the most important thing? In other words, is it the hard work? Is it the diet? Is it the genetics? Is it drugs? I mean, we could talk about anything here. So,
okay, you know, as you know, I mean, we train people. I have a team of competitors like you do too. And I believe that the most important thing for an athlete is the heart, is the commitment. Of course, the genetic play a big role.
Right.
But we have the saying that say hard work beat talents when the talent doesn't work hard enough. And that's very true.
Yeah.
Because I have seen guys or girls that have the biggest talent in the world that they feel, you know, comfortable on the talent or the gift that they have, they never get nowhere. But people that work hard, they got better results than gifted people.
Right.
And we want to talk about drugs. Yes, everybody in every sport nowadays use drugs. Of course, I know your mentality and mine, we try to be away from drugs the most we can, because my point is that it's not the drugs, like I said, that make the champion. You have to born champion, because if it would be for the drugs, everybody will Mr. or Miss Olympia.
Yeah, it's
Would
true.
be too nice. And so, of course, I will always say to the people, if we take 10 athletes natural, we will always have somebody that excel. If the 10 athletes take drugs, the one excel without drugs is going to be the one that excel with drugs.
Exactly.
So it's going to be always the gifted one that
Right.
is the champion. You got a born champion. But I believe that the hard work and dedication, commitment is the key to get on top of the...
Yeah.
And on the other side, I tell you something, talking you say champions. To me, champions are, I would say, we have two examples, me and you here, but champions, first of all, I mean, again, we bring people on stage all the time. To me, a champion is already somebody that step on stage.
Yeah, true.
Because there are so many, 1,000, million people that are Instagram or Facebook champions, but they never step on stage. To me, somebody that get to the point to step on stage, for me, is already a winner.
Right.
Number one. Also, you have to see cases like mine or yours. I went through a lot of health problem that doesn't depend from the sport like many people can think. Otherwise, I couldn't have been competing again. I was about to die like 4 times. That's why they call me the Italian Phoenix. But I fight every day, every second to get back where I was, and I did it. And that made me, I believe, champion more than Mr. Olympia for myself. Because Mr. Olympia is super healthy. Thank God for him.
Right.
You went through, I mean, a hip replacement, and what you did, you've been on stage 6 months ago winning the overall in a show. That's the champion, but not because you won the overall. You was competing, dragging your body on stage.
Oh, you remember that?
I remember exactly. I mean, you couldn't even be able to walk, and I see you training legs. I mean, that's the champion. That's the mentality of the champion. That's the real winner.
You know, I agree with you so much. I think that's why we're friends too.
Yeah.
Even if we don't talk for a while, as soon as we see,
that's,
it's like, because it's like a dog, right? They know when they're looking into a wolf's eyes, right?
Right.
So another wolf goes, oh, there's another wolf. Like
So
we're
let
on
me-
the
let me
same
be-
team, you know.
mean,
I totally agree.
what's your last name?
Perroni.
Okay, where you come from?
Whatever.
Italy. So we have the same
Whatever.
blood. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
No, you're not Suarez from Spain.
Although I have to just say it, my mother's maiden name is Ana Luisa Garcia.
From funnier. Tell them about the
He's trying to buy you
culture.
now.
No, tell them about the
buy you
culture.
now.
Benvenuto comes from
He's
Spain.
Italian, don't forget.
I know.
That's the blog Italian when it comes out, I try to buy you.
Tell him about the culture from Benvenuto. It comes from Spain.
Okay, yeah, she
Tell
will
him.
tell me that as we know, I mean, I don't know if you all
It
know,
is
but
true.
Naples, he's been for centuries, for a couple hundred years under the Spanish domination.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Borbone family was dominating the south of Italy. And we have the castle, we have a big king palace in Naples that was for the king of Spain.
Oh,
It
really?
was yeah. And we have, it's a funny...
Did you know that, or did you teach him that?
No, I told her.
Yeah, no
And you
choice.
remembered it.
I remember.
I had to tell her.
And then
because-
she reminds you
Right.
repeatedly.
But the thing is that in the Napoletan dialect, we have many words that are Spanish. Spanish words.
But from Spain.
Spanish from Spain. Very, very weird, but they're really different from the Italian word that means something like the belt or like the shirt. That is Spanish, exactly correct Spanish words. They mean in dialect of Naples what they mean. That's funny. I mean,
Wow.
you know.
Awesome, I didn't know that. I'm getting an education today too. That's cool.
So I had to say that I got the nomination from ancestors. too, I
And
guess.
it's still going on.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No.
Now
Right up
there's
until
like an
today.
invasion because she's at home with me. So I mean, I'm just a slave. You know what I mean? The king is
History repeats.
So let me go back to the other thing you said, because I think it's so true that I want to add to it. I think the champion is someone who is in control of what they can control, and you can control hard work. You know, that's the thing. Like, genetics are one thing, but the person who can stick to their diet the most, that's not genetics. That's can you work? Do you have
Power
discipline? Are you committed? Yes. And to me, that's the person who is the real champion,
Yeah.
so to speak. And then if I'll say it about me. I don't want to say it about you, but I think we're kind of in the same category a little bit. Is that my genetics are not the best, and I think because of that, like guys like you and me,
We work harder.
we work harder, and if you tapped the intelligence or the brains of some of these top ones, they know very little.
Right, that's what I want to tell you.
Is that okay for me to
totally
say?
agree
Without,
with you.
I mean, it is true,
I
right?
totally agree with you.
'Cause
Because they don't
they-
have a reason to research. We have to search how to improve ourselves.
Right.
I was explaining to one of my clients this morning exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the champion, first of all, I mean, many champions, they look, of course, amazing, but then they're not sure that they are good trainers. Because they never
Exactly.
get into the business to understand how to improve, because they never had problem to improve.
Right.
For us, fighting with injuries, fighting with, and never genetic, because I mean, we had our results, but I mean, because we work hard. So we had to study how to make it works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important. You say something that I totally agree.
You know, Mimi had mentioned earlier that in bodybuilding, it has to do with hormones and diet and different things like that too. And don't you find as a trainer, you know, one size does not fit everybody. Like you
Oh,
can
of course.
you can diet, you can you can start out with a basic type diet with a client, but for me, I started training a little bit too, and
Yeah.
with everybody's bodies and their activity levels, their stress levels, their type of jobs that they do, I find that, you know, one particular person you could feed this way, the other person you have to
Absolutely
feed them
right.
that way because the way they're
Absolutely right. Yeah.
so that
I mean,
comes.
I
So
totally
you
agree
have to
with
know you.
I mean, everybody's different. We say the hormonal situation is. I mean, we are made of hormones. I think. I mean, you had the best. I think endocrinologist around, J.J. Pierce.
Oh,
last
Dr.
week.
Pierce.
Dr.
Yeah,
Pierce.
absolutely.
And he's a magician with the hormone situation. I think he's the best around. And he was explaining that even some doctors that work with athletes, they just work following the protocols. He follow the different reaction of every single subject. So that's very important. Yes, I mean where we work, for example, of course, we ask to somebody that, of course. Give us the impression after you say the basic diet, you don't improve in the right way that like you're supposed to respond, like a blood work with a hormonal panel to understand if everything is unbalanced. If it's not unbalanced, of course, we're not a doctor, so we refer to a doctor that check the situation. We have a doctor in the team that help us with this. So it's very important. And we ask the blood type. We work on the blood type diet. So you know better than me that. Not overall, but the blood type give a different reaction with different type of foods. We are allergic to certain foods, like chicken breast is the best diet food in the world, but there is a lectin, an enzyme in the chicken breast that give allergy to the B blood type. So I had guys that they diet for years, competitors with chicken breast. They were good, they were in shape, but they feel always bloated, always hard time to digest. I took off the chicken breast. After a week, I got a phone call saying, "Oh my God, my abs are flat. I don't feel bloated anymore. My digestion is good." It's not that I'm a magician. You just try to follow the rules and try the things that may work.
Right.
So that's what she was saying.
Exactly.
We gotta manage the thing for every. Maybe there's somebody that is the same blood type, always eat chicken, but they never have a problem. But until you don't try, you will never understand if they respond in a different way.
Do you think there's a difference between females to male? With
Yes.
your hormone training and your diet?
With the training, I'm
Is it
not.
harder to do with females than it is the males, or is it
I'm
about the
not
same?
really sure. I don't really believe that workout-wise there's a big difference between men and women. Of course, when you target this a certain area in the girl, you don't target the same area with the men.
Right.
That's still sure, but I think that I believe in very high intensity workouts, and they work for almost everybody. Of course, you have to manage, as you say, the situation with somebody has hormonal problems. Somebody that has a high level of testosterone, of course, can perform in different way. You have to give to somebody that has a low hormone level more rest days, because you know that testosterone help you to rest, to recover faster. So of course you can't push too much somebody that has a slow recovery, because the key of the improvement, as you know better than anybody else, is the recovery. So if you don't make the body get to the phase that is called the overcompensation after the recovery phase, you get to the point that you get overtrained if you never get to the point. If you have people that has maybe low hormonal situation, they struggle to recover, and if you don't recover, you don't get your goal. You don't build your muscle tone, muscle mass, whatever you want to call it, depends from the different case. You're talking about a bikini or talking about a bodybuilder, and and I see, I mean, I know that I talk to you guys because I know you very well, but I see trainers that they don't care about these, and they came to me to say, oh, why you train this girl only 3 times a week? Because that's what she needs. Oh, you can make more money if you train 5 times. I don't need it. I need results.
Right, yeah.
And there's many trainers that don't care about that. They just throw you in the gym, doing everything, and then the results, they don't come. Actually, they cause more problems. And I know that you work in this way, you work in this way, she work in this way. We have the same mentality, because our advertisement, our billboard is our client's progress.
Exactly.
It's not, it's and in fact, you had the best competitors. I had the best competitors on stage. I mean, and that's why they hate us. But it's that's a different story.
So, a question for both of you: do you enjoy training other people as much as you do yourselves?
Actually, I do.
You do?
Because like he says, you learn something all the time. They're always going to bring something to the table. Every individual has different needs. Every individual, like you guys mentioned, there is people that has pre-existing health conditions, and you need to be working around that to help better their health. And so you also build that relationship with them. You understand that they're not only seeing you because they want you to train them, but you also become their friend, their coach.
Absolutely.
They have somebody to talk to. And so it's kind of like a 50-50 win situation. You learn from them, and they learn from you.
Yeah, no, I agree. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy training more now that I'm getting old and no injury.
Don't admit to that.
I enjoy more training my guys and girls than myself, because I have limitations in my workouts because of my previous injury. As you know, I tore my triceps, so I have limitation stuff. Now my job is basically my passion, because when I bring girls or guys on stage, her in the first place, because I mean, of course, she's my girlfriend, and when she goes on stage, I compete through her. When she goes on stage, I'm about to have an heart attack. I'm like that, like this, because I leave the preparation with her. I share everything with her, and so I understand. And sometimes I sacrifice when she don't want to go out. She want to go to bed. She don't want to eat this. I mean, you leave the sacrifice. I like you guys do, because I mean, you both compete and you understand what I'm talking about.
Right, of course.
So, and also beside her, also my guys and my girls, when they go on stage, actually, she tell me, one of these days you're gonna have an heart attack, because when my guys are on stage, I'm like. Of course, you know my feeling, because you do the same thing. So I enjoy very much, and my goal, basically, don't get me wrong, is like when I start to train somebody, competitors or not, because of course we have also regular clients that want to improve the health condition, they want to improve the look,
right.
And sometimes they want to improve also the mental health, because they need a way out, stress relief. They need to talk. They need to distract working out. So basically, as she said, I learn every day something new. I learn and I share the acknowledgement with the people. So I learn and I give some information. So I mean, and the nice thing is that when I train clients, I like that my clients love to train with me. I mean, they don't have to see the workout, even the competitors, like a second job. What I tell to my client, you already have a job. You don't have to come to the gym to do another hour of work with me. You have to enjoy, you have to be happy, you have to be like, I can't wait to see him and train. So we're gonna have a sharing of energy. I see you motivated, you motivate me to motivate you back. That's the thing, because if somebody comes to the gym like, oh, I don't want to work out, I'm gonna feel like, oh my God, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So it's very important, even for my health. having people that are willing to improve. Because what I say, what I was saying at the beginning, my goal is to change the life of the people.
Right.
Change the life, like make dream come true to people who want to compete and go on stage. Winning, of course, is the goal, but I mean, going on stage is already winning. But people that want to change their life, people that maybe they feel unconfident because they're overweight, girl that they don't feel good because, somebody before say, oh, you look like that, you have this, building confidence, building, personality to the people. And that's changing the life of people. And I've been doing this for a long time, and we had a lot of results. Girls that start like very shy, now they're super confident and you can hold them to
I love that stuff.
The man mind is...
It's not about just making a bicep bigger, right?
No.
It's about hopefully developing like this
personality.
awesome human being,
Right.
too.
That's the beautiful thing.
I'll get like somebody who's very young, right? I just had this the other day. I don't want to mention his name because we haven't talked about this before, but I started with him when he was like 16 or so. I think he's like 25 now, and he just got a job as a fireman.
Oh,
and I'm
nice.
like, yes, he's a productive member of society. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Like,
and maybe now he has a body that make him confident. So that's why
and that's a big part of it. Yeah,
because to be a firefighter, you gotta have
Yeah, he's in shape,
yeah,
and
good
he's
shape, mentally strong.
emotionally
Because
strong.
I have a guy that I train. He actually is a trainer of the firefighters, and he tell me the things that they do, the things actually that he tell them to do, the mental training that they do, making them stronger every day. Because in the moment that you give up, you're not allowed to go in a dangerous situation. Because if you have a weak mind, you can be a danger for many people, not only for you.
Absolutely.
So, that's what he tells me all the time. Not so the body, but the personality. And that's probably what you build in this guy more than anything else.
Right. Yeah, and I think
Confidence,
that's what we do in the gym,
strength,
don't we?
yeah.
Really, is we're teaching commitment,
Yeah.
dedication, and all these things. Yeah.
What do you think about all the women getting into bodybuilding now?
But now the bodybuilding for the women is almost dead. We have a class that is taking over the market, which is the bikini class, which I like because it keep the femininity of the girls and it show the beauty. It's kind of a beauty pageant with a nice body, and actually even if the level is going up and up, and I respect every kind of athlete because every athlete has his journey to get where they are. They come from any kind of experience. It's like a life reaction. That's why sometimes you see some girl super muscular. You see the girl, you may judge her, but we shouldn't judge her because we don't know where she come from. Maybe I would say when she was kid, she was abused. That's why she wanna be big and huge to protect herself. We have to go behind the person and understand what's going on, what happened before. Of course, I mean the general, people, the regular people, they see even the bikini like, oh my God, too much muscle. But I mean, we always will have somebody that judge somebody else. I mean, I respect everybody. I have competitors in figure, competitors in physique, competitors in bikini. I love all of them. And the goal that I have always, even in the most muscular class, is to keep the femininity. Because there's some girl that is bad to say, but I have to say, they lost the point. They missed the point. I mean, and I'm a judge like you are.
Right.
Even if we got kicked out from the judge table because
I was waiting for you to say that.
We have too many champions.
Yeah,
So.
you know why we got kicked out? Just for that reason. The last time it was they called me over and they go, "We have a problem." You go, "You helping any of these people?" I go, 9 of them. They go, "All right, well, this one, this one, this one." I said, "Well, 5 of them are going to win." They said, "Well, you can't do that." I said, "What do you mean can't do that? It's my job."
Yeah.
I go, they're going to win.
And if they don't deserve, you don't want to vote for them.
Yeah.
That's because you're an athlete before to be a judge and a trainer. So you won't like that your guy beats somebody that doesn't look, worse than them. I mean, in the moment you judge somebody, you step away from your training situation. And of course, if I'm your guy and there's somebody better than me, you're going to vote for somebody better than me. Because that's how you would like to happen to you when you're on stage. But who kick you out from the judges, or kick me out, probably they have a different mentality on this. So they will push somebody that, it's not fair. But I respect their decision because
it's
of
fair
course,
enough. That's okay. I'll watch it from the audience.
Yeah,
It's not
I
a big
mean,
deal.
anyways, your athletes or my athlete is still winning. So I mean, they from this you can understand that it was not your presence in the jury that make your guys winning.
Right.
It's because they deserve. So you judge or you audience doesn't make any difference. They still win.
Right.
So that's the proof that you was not messing with the judgment. Was not giving advantage to anybody. It was just being fair like everybody else. I mean, that's my opinion. But
So, Mimi, are you going to compete anymore?
Yes.
Oh, I got a yes out of that. All right.
I don't know yet because I've been taking a break because I've been doing shows back to back, and honestly I don't regret it because a lot of people don't talk about this, but like if you are an international competitor, there is so many limitations to what national shows you can do. And there were so many like me that they were not US citizens, so we were just left to do the Arno. For us, the only show that we were able to do in USA to win a pro card, we had to win the Arno overall. And so when I first started, I didn't know this. Nobody really explained me, the national shows, the difference. And so it was not until maybe a year and a half ago, I have taken 1 year off from competition, to focus in my personal life, education, priorities. But then when I decided to go back and started competing, we kind of like went and do every single national show that came, back to back, just to try to understand what package are they looking for bikini. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I understand like every area has a different criteria how they look. They want the bikini girls to look, but we were trying to see what they wanted, and so we did
And it
shows
changes.
back to back. Sometimes they want them softer. Okay, let's go softer. I get penalized. You need to be harder. I go hard. Oh, you're too conditioned, too muscular, and so we were kind of like left on the limbo. And so we kind of figure out, I guess, like he always says, in my opinion, you need to go looking your best, regardless if your body tendency tends to be softer or
That's what
muscular.
he tells me all the
Yeah.
time for physique because I get scared.
you
And
can't
he goes,
follow
just
because every time
go
they
the
change
best.
their mind. Oh, you were better in the show before. What? You told me to be softer.
Yeah.
And in the end, isn't it just about us anyway? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what some judge thinks. I have
do the
only
best.
one body, so I'm going to do the best I can with what I have. If you don't like it, I don't care.
But when you have a goal to get in the pro division, you sadly have to follow the rules. So you have to match. You don't have to. In the moment you go on stage, you don't have to bring on stage what you like. You have to bring on stage what they like.
Yeah, that's the truth of it in the end. But I guess I just don't care enough. I mean, I do, but
you win. That's another situation. So you don't have problems.
So we probably only have about 30 seconds left. So I want to thank both of you for being here today.
To
And
invite us.
you got like just one little quick thing on Team Catapano's like inspirational message of the day for people?
Yeah, I mean, Team Catapano is born in Italy and flew like a phoenix to the United States. So, I mean, we're doing good. We try to change the life of people in the healthy way, and we keep going. We keep growing, and we have amazing friends like you guys, and that support us. We support each other, and we only feel blessed to be here and be in the position we are.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
So this has been the Rise Above Show. I am Joe Perroni.
I'm Heidi Mancini.
And
Gianluca Catapano.
And
Mimi Macias.
thank you.